Hi, this is Devasri. Welcome to the journey of literature. Now it's my talks on interesting stories like Miller's Tale and the Reef's Tales from Chaucer's Canterbury Tale. So the Miller's Tale. The Miller actually was one of the pilgrims in the among the 30 pilgrims in the Canterbury Tales. So the reason actually Miller going to Canterbury to benefit from the curative powers were others pilgrims for the religious reasons. So before I start, I would like to discuss the background of the Miller because it's important to know the Miller's Tale actually portrayed one of the classic competition in literature. So let's see what actually happens here in the history. Miller is an occupational name meaning grain grinder, from a person who made his living grinding grain at a mill. Variety including Miller and Milena. This name is of an Anglo-Saxon descent spreading to the Celtic countries of Ireland, Scotland, and Wales in early times, and is found in the medieval manuscript throughout the above islands. So the example of such a Robert Le Milner, County Derbyshire, who was recorded in the 100 Rolls, England, in the year of 1273. So and a William Le Milner, who was recorded in the List of Parliament in the year of 1300, and John Le Milner was recorded in the Reads of Parliament in the year of 1300. In Ireland, these names and its variants were introduced into Ulster province by settlers who arrived from England and Scotland also, especially during the 17th century during the plantations of Ireland, and in the 16th and 17th century Ireland was colonized by the English crown, with this period marking the end of Gaelic supremacy in Ireland. So this period brought an influx of settlers into the country, but unlike the earlier Anglo-Normans invasion of the 12th century that resulted in a full integration into Irish society of the new arrivals. So the same never occurred with the Ulster planters, who maintained their own distinct identity. So in modern times, in the name is found most frequently in country Antrim as well as in County Dublin. The Miller family crest came into existence many centuries ago. The process of creating these coats of arms began as early as the 11th century, although a forms of proto-heraldry may have existed in some countries prior to this, including Ireland also. The new, more formalized art of heraldry made it possible for families and even individuals, family members, to have their very own family crest. So coat of arms including Miller descendants. After the story of the night, the Miller, who is very drunk, announces that he will tell a story about a carpenter. Then, as to oppose it, a actually carpenter who was present there, he thought that Miller talks about a carpenter to indicate me. So he also talk about a Miller named the tale as the Reef's Tale. Let we discuss on it. Then now Chaucer warns to the reader that this tale might be a bit vulgar, but he must tell all the stories because a prize is at stake. So Miller begins his tale. As a responsible narrator, Chaucer indicate that you can avoid it, skip it, but even though you read it, we will plead for guilt on it. So it's your choice that you read or not. Let's see what happens here inside the story. The love triangle in which two men compete for one woman's love affections. The woman is the prize to be won. So which is in the Miller's Tale accords with the characterization of Alison that objectifies her. The love triangle reaches its climax, and Miller's belief that a great flood is coming seems to be vindicated, causing him to cut the rope that's attaching him to the ceiling, which brings him crashing to the floor. So the characters in this tale is one of the old carpenter and his wife Alison, and Nicholas, Absalom, this much. So now what's actually happens in the story, the Miller's tale actually death jokes that a old carpenter who loved his wife so much, but his wife has extramarital relationships with other persons, and we can say a mastermind player named as Allison. The character, the wife of old carpenter, Allison. So Allison has weaknesses for a young boy and a Oxford scholar called Nicholas, and Absalom is another boy who has weaknesses for Allison, but here Allison has no weaknesses for Absalom. But whether Allison has weaknesses for Nicholas. So Nicholas, Allison, Absalom, these the three love triangle conflict in this tale. So the boy Nicholas and Allison also, these two characters always try to spend some time together. That's why what it tries to do, actually Nicholas make fool to carpenter that a flood is coming, that is so dangerous flood, like at the time of Noah is a character in the Bible. So in accordingly Nicholas, that the coming flood is so dangerous, then at that times Noah's times flood. So now the suggesting idea of Nicholas that we three save our lives, three means the carpenter and his wife Allison and Nicholas, we three save our lives if we sit in this boat. So carpenter was agree with his decision, and we can say the suggestion of Nicholas, and now the three in the boat. Now in this moment Nicholas and Allison took advantages at that time when carpenter was in sleeping mode. They spent lots of time together. After this action, Absalom, the boy who has actually weaknesses for Allison's, on the gate of Allison for a kiss, where he hears that inside the door Allison and Nicholas joking on Absalom, by which Absalom so angry on them and try to take revenge on them, on Nicholas especially. So he take revenge on Nicholas by a very ruthless act, actually a physical torture. Actually in this way Nicholas shouted for water, and that moment the carpenter woke up and thought that the flood came, so he drove forward the boat. In this point everyone laughed at the carpenter, and in this way this is the ended of the story here. After this Miller's tale, the Reeve, who was actually a carpenter, drove his voice to tell a story, and he thought that Miller was joking on him through this story of Miller's tale. So now he tells a story that named as the Reeve's tale. The characters here in the story: number one, Simpkin, and number two, John and Allen, and Simpkin's wife and daughter, a small child also here. So now the Reeve started his story from a boy Simpkin, who was a caretaker of a miller. So in accordingly of Reeve, Simpkin was a rapscallion, and John and Allen, the two boys who actually tried to stop Simpkins in the way of rob, and Simpkin upons the horse to distract them, because in this way they continuously busy with the horses to catch them. So in this way of catch, it's too late, by which John and Allen wants to stay at Simpkin's home, where Simpkin has one daughter and wife, a small child also. So when Simpkin agree with them that they stay at night in Simpkin's house, now John and Ellen what actually try to do here, they take revenge in the mood of angry by Simpkin's act of distract to them. They took advantages from Simpkin's wife and daughters in the night. In the way of John tried to spend some time the night with Simpkin's wife, and where Allen tried to spend nights and some times with his daughter. And in this moment Miller woke up and beaten in the race, because it was the night time. So This is the end of the story. Actually, here the Reeve tried to joking on the Millers actually by the tales because he wants to ensure the Miller's tale actually. So this is the end of this tale. So to conclude my discussion, the settings in the Oxford and Sensi business success of the carpenter and the four scholars condition situations, all these things indicate the realistic way and also the contemporary society at that time. So Chaucer's in Miller's tale set up the characters as the puck fun of lower class societies actually. It is called a satire for Chaucer to be able to better reveal his perspective on lower class society. Obviously, Chaucer is ridiculing the lower class peoples for their earthy and bodily behavior actually. So hope you understand my points, and this discussion will be helpful for you, and this much that I have in my text now. So God bless you. Thank you.